Welcome into the Snapped podcast. My name is Tyler Kluver, and I'm a former Division I athlete turned entrepreneur. I run my own fitness and nutrition coaching business, as well as a sports media brand that produces podcasts, sells merchandise, and creates exclusive paid content. The fun part is I don't really know what I'm doing as a business owner. I'm just figuring it out day by day. This show, Snapped, acts as an audio journal for my thoughts and ideas on fitness, health, business, mindset, and whatever else I find important on the pursuit to personal happiness and a balanced life. I hope you can take something from the show that makes your life a little bit better. And regardless, I'm just happy you're here. Let's have a day. Let's go. Welcome in Snap Podcast here. Again, still not working out, still an absolute bum right now, just absolutely a fat piece of shit. Birthday party for the girlfriend. I was going to say girlfriend. For the girl, the baby girl, the child, the kid over the weekend. And I ate like half of a cake and multiple cupcakes. If there was a downward spiral for me, for someone who's like most of the time all the way cranked to the right, 100% discipline, I'm in it right now. I'm not working out. I feel like a piece of shit. My back hurts. My body hurts. My motivation is ass. And then you threw on top of that my kid's birthday party where I decided, screw it. I'm not tracking these calories. I'm going to eat thousands of calories worth of cake and icing and frosting. So that's where we're at. Having a great time. Love where I'm at right now. Yeah. I'm going to talk today. It's Monday today. So you guys are actually hearing this 2 days after the fact. Trying to work a little bit ahead here. I'm sure people can relate to that. Around the holiday season, trying to get ahead on projects or reports or stuff that they need to produce before we go into a 2-week period of time here where people just don't do shit. And hey, I'm cool with that. I think that's a good thing for society, really, for most of us, is a nice time to just deregulate and just not do stuff. Hang out with family, spend some time, opening presents, holidays, gifts, gatherings. But nonetheless, stuff has to get done. So we're trying to record some podcasts early, do some other work, and get ahead on that stuff early. Speaking of, a little bit of that is programming for the TKG program. If you're watching the YouTube, which you aren't, but if you were, there's a little bar on the screen that says @TKG Training. You can search that up on Instagram or Twitter. To be honest, completely slacked on that social media. I just completely pushed it away towards the end of this year because I've been working on other stuff. But that will be back in action as we round into the new year. More importantly, the TKG training continues and is not dead, not dying, never will. TylerKluver.com. If you guys want simple 30-minute workouts every single day for less than $1 a day, it's $18 a month. And you're going to get 30 minutes of well thought out warm-ups, strength progressions, aerobic work, plyometrics, metabolic conditioning pieces, interval training style stuff. It's not full on CrossFit, but all you need is a dumbbell, 30 minutes, and some effort. Cool downs after the workouts. Every single day, something is programmed. And if you follow that and put a ton of intensity into that 30 minutes per day, hell, add in a 5 to 10 minute stretch afterwards as part of that cool down, and you watch your diet, you could have some absolutely banger fitness. Just some elite, dangerous fitness. That's my ploy. TylerKluver.com. Sign up for the TKG training. You guys right now might not be on a program, or you may have been on a program recently and you're looking for something new. Try this out. I'm telling you, the value for $18 a month, it is. I mean, I charge people to do, customized programming, which sure, we work with them, what they have, what their exact goals are, what their exact equipment capabilities are, and that customization is worth a lot of money. But programming wise, you get a slightly less version of the same thing for like a tenth of the cost. TKG training, tylerkluber.com. Go check it out if you it's even a nice little thing to have in your back pocket. Like if you have stuff that you do on a normal basis, but every once in a while you just want to pull up the app and be like, "Yo, can I grab a couple of these workouts, get something in for 15, 20, 30 minutes?" It's incredible. But we've been working ahead on that as well. Um Today, real quickly, I want to briefly talk about something that's relevant to TKG training or just training in general. And that's this thought I've had, and we may do a longer, more dove in episode at some point. But essentially, it's the idea that within the realm of training, cardio work, and this analogy doesn't 100%, uh, it's not 100%, but go along with me. Cardio is sort of like putting money into your checking account. Strength work, strength training, getting stronger, adding muscle. That is your Roth IRA. That's right. You just walked in to an financial seminar. No, for those of you out there who are listening to this, you're most likely an adult and you have a real job. And at this point, I hope, at minimum, you've got to have a retirement account, a 401k set up by your employer, just at bare minimum. Hopefully, further than that, you have a Roth IRA or some other type of investment account. Maybe you do it yourself. I do both. So for me and my wife, she has her retirement account through her work, IPERS for the Iowa Public Teachers, great retirement fund. So she has that. Then we both put into a Roth IRA every month. And then we also put into it's essentially another Roth IRA with what we invest in, but it's essentially just another amount of money per month that goes into a Charles Schwab account, just a pure stock investment account. And what I buy with that money is essentially just what you would find we're just buying index funds. Anyway, hopefully you have that. If you don't, or you don't fully understand what that is, here's what those accounts will do for you. A checking account is where you're going to put money, or we could even call it a savings account, just for the denotation of you're saving your money. A savings or a checking account is a place where you're going to put your money and it's going to be there for you. You're not going to, it's going to build up over time if you put in more than you spend, right? This, for simplicity's sake, is essentially your cardio right now. And really what I'm talking about here is when it comes to building your body as a machine and kind of the way that you build your metabolism. Really, metabolism is what we're getting at. As you build your checking account, it can go up gradually. Most of the time, it's going to stay pretty stagnant or slowly get better, right? So think of the money in that checking account or that savings account as your fitness and your ability to burn calories, right? It will gradually grow over time, but there is no exponential value to that. It's not working for you. That's a little bit where the analogy gets a little wonky, because your cardio is working for you, um, in a way of like VO2 max. But let's just think about like burning calories in the acute workouts and like, you're at your general daily calorie burn. It's good. It's good to put money in that checking account. It's good to spend less than you keep putting into that account every month, so that account continues to get bigger. And so you have a little bit of a reserve, right? But it's better to invest into an account that's going to make money for you. an account where your money, i.e., in the analogy, the work that you're putting in, the product of what you're getting out of that savings exponentially becomes more valuable. As we all know, I hope, hey, maybe you're a young kid or a student and we're learning a little bit about investment. In a Roth IRA or an index fund, in an investment account or whatever it may be, you're going to gradually grow what we call a nest egg, a nut. We could say nut on here. And at first, that nut, that nest egg of savings, the principal that you put in to this account, it's not going to do a lot for you. You put your first $100 in, and your general return in the stock market is going to be, I don't know, if it's a great year, it's 10%. So you put $100 in there, and in that first year, you make $10 off the account. Right? So, heading into year 2, your account's sitting at $110. You're like, "Okay, this is cool, sick." Like, but it's different than if you would have just put that $100 into your checking or savings account. Because at the end of that year, if you don't touch it, it's still sitting at $100. You have $100, but it didn't do anything extra for you. And that's what the muscle does for us in the analogy to the analogous nature to the strength training, putting on muscle mass, putting on strength. Muscle is going to be your exponential interest or exponential return on this investment. In that analogy, on year 2, on $110, hell, let's say you don't even put any more in, right? You're gonna make another 10% on that, or whatever. Let's just call it 10% for easy sake. Now you made $11 off of what you had in the account already. If you didn't put anything else in the other account, it's still going to be sitting at $100. If you put another $100 in that next year, you're sitting at $210. That 210, 10% of that is $21. It continues to grow. By the start of year 3, you're sitting with $343, $341 or something like that. In the other account, you're sitting at $300. Exponentially, more and more, as that 10% continues to work off of itself, work off of the principal of that account, it's going to get bigger and bigger and further away from what you would have had if you just put it into the checking and savings. Muscle is very, very similar. The more muscle that you are banking on your body, you're putting onto your frame, the better your health and metabolism, let's call it metabolic health, gets, and the further away from the chance of sickness, disease, complications across all areas of your health will get. You're going to distance yourself away from those things. I could go over this in several different ways, but and again, I think this is maybe a larger podcast, but I searched very simply benefits of building muscle to the metabolism. Or it might have just been, why is building muscle beneficial to your health? And this experiencelife.com article came up and it listed 7 things. Wow, that's actually wild. The last, they listed an 8th bullet point on this thing. I did not read this before I started this episode. I didn't even see this. The 8th bullet point literally says, make regular deposits into your quality of life savings account. I would just change that to investment account. But that's the exact analogy I just made. Muscle on your body is what increases your metabolism, in short, right? Why is that? Because when you store fat on your body, it takes nothing energy-wise to carry that around. or very little, right? It goes onto your frame. Muscle, however, is constantly contracting and relaxing. So if you add a ton of muscle to your frame, the only way it can operate is by requiring those nutrients and that energy that you get through food or anything you consume to operate and continue to work throughout the day. The more you have, the more energy you're going to burn. That energy happens to be a part of, in the NEAT example, or the NEAT um, episode that we've done, the non exercise activity thermogenesis. Basically, any activity you do, standing, walking up the stairs, getting up out of bed, squatting down to go to the bathroom, fucking getting into your car, going to get groceries, just general daily activities of life, all of that calorie burn fits into that. That number or that specific place that we burn energy from is anywhere from 60 to 70% of the total number of calories that we burn, the total metabolism. So adding muscle drastically increases our metabolism. It also is a place where we store glucose. And the more muscle that we add to our body, the better our insulin resistant or the better our insulin sensitivity becomes. Um, Again, could go down the road of that. We're not going to. Insulin sensitivity is a massive factor in health as we age. Muscle supports your joints. It's literally the tissue that is moving your body and cushioning you, kind of protecting the bare necessities, the bone structure of your body. Pretty self-explanatory there. It helps you control body fat. Again, we just said by increasing that metabolism, you're going to fire through a lot of the energy that you're consuming. It's body fat protectant. What else we got? In this article, it specifically mentions that it may be able to control your emotional state in a positive way. And then the seventh one is real superficial, but muscle makes you more self-confident. It is what it is. Biologically, we are attracted and know that somebody who is muscular is more capable, more we just know in ourselves innately that that person has something. They are a warrior in our sort of ancestral brain. They are physical. They can protect people. They are capable of doing things. Uh, in the old days, it was combat, right? They are the champions. We know that innately as humans. We know that somebody with muscle is like, they've clearly done something to take care of themselves and make themselves a force. So we desire that. And so if we can then tone our own bodies in a muscular way, it's a sign of like, wow, we're doing well. So I've been thinking about that mostly because unfortunately right now, as I haven't been able to lift any weights for I believe it's a month, maybe today, just over a month today. Um, and I've been eating like shit. Fortunately, because most of the time I am dialed in 100% lifting weights, eating a ton to support a high metabolism and a ton of muscle mass, I am reaping the benefits of that investment account that I've been working on for the last 15 years, a little bit longer than that. And that is the exact right now it's not as important. I'm probably good at 29 years old. I'm not so much in danger of the aging, disease, prevention, loss of functionality things yet. But in 30 years, I will be, at least more so than I am today. And the more muscle that we can stack on, the more we take ourselves towards the other side of the continuum or I don't know. Sure, the continuum of in CrossFit, they call it sickness, wellness, and fitness. And you want to be towards the side of that fitness or performance side. Yeah, just some thoughts. Hopefully, I can start stacking some more deposits into that investment account again soon. But my back is that of a car accident victim and has been for like the last 12 months. So we're still trying to figure that out. These are my rambling thoughts. Hope you enjoyed. Have a Merry Christmas. The next time we'll talk, it'll be December 27th. I hope you get all the gifts from Santa that you asked for. And hopefully today's podcast was a gift as well. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We'll talk next week. Peace.